Hey guys, it's Cam here. Happy New Year. Hope everything's going well. I am here today in Colorado and it's cold outside, and I've been thinking through a really awesome ride that I'm going to be doing next month. So I'm actually going down to New Zealand, and it's going to be the first time in 3 years that I'll be down there. And while I'm there, I will be doing the iconic Dusty Butt adventure ride, which is 1400 kilometers over 3 days, typically 8 to 12 hours a day on the bike, depending on how fast you go or slow or issues. I've had one time where I started at 6:30 in the morning on the last day, and we didn't actually get through to the end until like 11 o'clock that night. That was a crazy day. It was an adventure. I hope I actually don't do that again, but it was good, and I've got videos and stuff on that, so check it out. But today I thought I'd just do a quick flyover in Google Earth of what we rode in 2020. The track's going to be pretty similar to what we're going to ride this year. There are going to be some changes, I hear, and I thought let you guys know that I'm going to be cruising down to New Zealand. For the first time, I'm going to work in Christchurch, which is in the South Island, for the first few days or the week before we head down to Fairlie. And Fairlie is where the ride starts. It goes from Fairlie through, screw it, I'll show you on Google Earth about that. But yeah, we're going to head back down, going to work, going to do the ride, then I'm going to work and then come back. So really pumped about it. I can't wait to see all the New Zealand guys I haven't seen for a long time, and I thought I'd bring you guys along. So I'm going to be doing a few videos for getting there, getting the bike prepped, show you what we take, and I'm sure there's going to be some laughs and stuff along the way. Then I'll video the actual ride, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. So this is sort of the teaser. So I'm going to get into Google Maps and actually show you a bit of the terrain and where we go generally in February. Now the ride, just looking here, is on the 17th of February through to the 19th. Yeah, so I'm going to head in about 4 weeks down to New Zealand, and then yeah, hang out with Matt Duffy at his place, and then you'll see him. Hopefully he gives us some good footage on the ride. He typically does. Sorry Matt, I had to say that. And then yeah, my other mate Dan, he's going to be riding that too. So yeah, I'll get into it, and we'll show you where we're going to go. Okay guys, so we are in Colorado in the US, just outside of Denver, in a place called Superior, and this is where I've been riding for the last 3 years in and around Colorado. I've been into Utah, but mainly all in Colorado, and it's so awesome here riding. So lucky. But New Zealand's got some good riding too, and one of the rides that I really enjoy, that I've done it for multiple times, is the Dusty Butt, and that's 1400 k's over 3 days, an adventure ride. They limit it to 150 riders, and it's awesome, and I'll show you now. So I've loaded up the route we did in 2020 into Google Earth, and I'll go through it. And you're not sure what changes are going to be for 2023, but apparently there are. But it will be this typical layout, and there'll be bits and pieces that are different. But we always start in Fairlie, and Fairlie is in the South Island of New Zealand. It's in South Canterbury, and it's here, and you can see here, this is the Southern Alps. We've got Mount Cook, and then there's Queenstown down here. So yeah, it starts in Fairlie and it works its way to Alexandra, then you do a loop, and then you go back to Fairlie, and you can see here that there's a loop through Fairlie, and so that's the starting point. So 1 year you'll go one way out of Fairlie, and the next year you'll go, well, typically it's not always guaranteed, it's alternating every time, but at some point, if you do it a few times, you'll go either way out of Fairlie. And most of the time that I've done it, we've always gone from Fairlie down to Waimate, but you can go the other way. And the other way was actually what we did in 2020, where we went from Fairlie to Marama through the Black Forest Station. So I'll just move the view here, and you can sort of see. And I do apologize for my Google Earth skills, because I'm not that great at it, but you can see that it goes a decent way down. It's about 170 miles from one end to the other end, but over the 3 days you go like nearly, oh shit, I can't remember what it was. It's 870 miles in 3 days. So yeah, this is the ride. It is pretty damn awesome, and it's cool because all day you get to go up over top of massive hills and you can see to the horizon, and you're just doing it all day, and it's good. So the route that I'm going to show you today is assuming that we go from Fairlie down through to Waimate, and so in the morning you typically will leave about between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm typically more on the earlier the better, because you never know what's going to happen. So typically it's dark in the morning, and there's a little river crossing here, which you're just out of Fairlie, and then within like 5 minutes you've got a river, and it's caused a bit of grief in the past with a few people. I've even dropped my bike over once, picked it up, it was fine. Wet feet though. But yeah, so you go through there and you work your way along the top of this this ridge, and basically it's really easy riding. It's gravel roads through some farm on a paper road, which is a road that's legally there, but it hasn't actually been used, and it hasn't been made available where it's an active road. It's like a plan for a road that never happened, but it's still a legal road. And so yeah, there's lots of paper roads that you ride through, and yeah, so you work your way and you get through to Waimate. Now this whole area here is renowned for having wallabies. Now wallabies, you think New Zealand and wallabies? Yep, there's wallabies. They've been introduced from Australia. They're a pest, and they're actually quite fun to shoot. And so you sometimes you see some wallabies through here, but you work your way through. This area here is, I don't know the name, but it's through some forestry. You come down and you do some pretty cool little river crossings, and you work your way through to a place called Kurau, which is here. Now from Kurau you can see it splits, and you can make a decision to do the normal route, which takes you over the Danzies Pass, which is it's a really awesome ride through here. It's a dirt road, or you can take the challenge section and go through the Awakino, and the Awakino basically just comes up through here, and then if you went the other way you'd go around and back. So I'll sort of show the fly through here. So not typically, this piece up through to where my mouse is now is just along the road, and then there's a gate that you have to go through, and then you're in farmland, and you work your way up this valley, and you start climbing, and it's yeah, really awesome scenery, and keep working your way. And I think, yeah, this bit here is you'll see a lot of my videos. It's an area where you come around and then there's a bit of a climb, and there's lots of carnage here where people can't get up there, and it's always fun watching there and seeing if you can get through without issues. But get through there, and then you've got this decent let's change the view. you got the switchback that you work your way through and climb, and it's really rocky. There's ruts, and you just keep chugging your way through, and it's easy on a light bike. And if you're on a big bike, you wouldn't really want to do it. So those people would go around the Danzies Pass, but you work your way through, and we've seen snow up here. The first dusty bit that I did, Dan and I got up here, and we were actually making the tracks to start with, because we'd never been there. It would snow, and it was cool. But you work your way through, and navigating around and rivers, and it's awesome, man. So takes probably a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Depends on how fast you go. I think a good hour and a half, I think, from memory. You work your way, and then you've got this decent downhill. Now, when the days when you they do it the reverse route, going up this section. See if I can go in a bit. It's quite steep, and it gets quite a few people as well trying to get up, and it's a long steep climb that with lots of loose rock. But once you get to the top, it's awesome, and then you just work your way through. But in this case, we are going the other way, and it's quite cool when you look at it through Google Earth. Then when you can sort of see all the blue lines of where you actually ride, and it's awesome. So this route here is what we would do on the last day. In this case, so we're coming through. The guys that went the Danzies would come here, and then we carry on going straight through here. I'll just double check that it's the right way. Sunday. So in this case, yeah, I'm doing it reverse. Yeah, you work your way through. And there's Alexandra there. That's the end point. But you work your way through here, and right along this lake. It's a river that's been dammed. It's part of the hydroelectric scheme. Go across the bridge, and then you go through Cromwell, and you work your way up, out of Cromwell. Sort of go in like this, and work your way up and back down, and through to Alexandra, which I'm just going to find out where it is. There. Yeah, so come through here. So you can see it's close to this section here, which you do on the next day through the Nevis. But you work your way back to Alex. You go to the Montes Bar and Grill, I think it's called. We get a nice steak, a few beers, stay in a motel, and get ready for the next day. So okay, so yeah, so on the second day you'll get up early, and you'll ride out at Alexandra, and you'll go through, and then you'll turn off near Roxburgh and work your way up. I'll change the view. Oh, I can't do it. Up to the top of this range, and once you get onto the top, along this section through here is what they call piano flats, and there's all these terraces, and it's like piano keys, and you're sort of working your way down them, and it's pretty cool. When it's really wet, there's lots of big, well, there used to be a lot of big wet holes and mud and stuff, but the last few years it actually cleaned it out, and it's not as fun anymore. But you basically go down here. This is piano flats. You go through this forestry section on a nice gravel road, and then you work your way around, and then you come back. This section through here is pretty boring because it's on a sealed road, but you got to work your way back, and then get into where you hook up the Nevis, and I think this is it here, so I'm just change the view. Let's come in. Yeah. So yeah, you work your way up through here and then carry on. Change your view. Oop. And yeah, you work your way through here. It's really awesome riding, eh? It's some really fast sections, there's river crossings, there's rocks, it's smooth and flowing, all sorts of everything. But you work your way, and then you start climbing again, and you get quite close to where you were the day before. That's the Cromwell that I mentioned before. You come along that lake, you work your way up, and Alex is down here. So but this time we're coming up through here, and then we start just carrying along and start working our way back the Old Man Range, and eventually you get back down to near Alexandra, which we're gonna stay the night, back to the pub. And then the third day, basically, if we just look at where we are, so Alexandra's here, we got to go back to Fairlie, so I'll just cruise it along this way. Oh, zoom in a bit. And what we do is we pop up, and you go through a bunch of farmland again, work our way back, and Lawrence, I think, is where you fuel up, and then you come back through the Lannamore, and then there's another challenge section which is over here, which is the Serpentine Challenge, and so you get a choice to carry on through this pretty easy dirt road, or come through this way. There's it's a great ride. There's various things along the way, some really cool rock outcrops and stuff. But anyway, you can join back up there, and then just carry on through. There's little towns which are, like, some cases just a pub, or just a little shack or whatever along the way, and yeah, you work your way back through. And down in here is all flat, but you've got all these mountain ranges and stuff on either side, and yeah, you work your way through and back. So this is from this side, that was down the Awakino, and then we went through. In this case, we're coming in this way. Oh, actually, yeah, we're coming this way through Utrahua and back to the Hills Creek, and then we're carrying on and then going through here. Now, this is an area which is also pretty cool. There's another challenge section, and this way here is the normal route. It's pretty easy. They're both not very hard, but this way here is the challenge, and there's so many river crossings. It's if you don't like crossing rivers or streams, don't go that way, go the other way. It's just constant, and sometimes we've had it where it's quite high, there's been rain, and people drowning bikes, and it's quite slippery, but it's very fun. And basically you're just working your way up through the valley, and I'll zoom out a bit. Work your way through, and then you get to climb up. There's a hut down here, you climb up and drop down the other side. I'll zoom around. Ooh. Yeah, so you've come up and then you start working your way down, and just carry on working your way down. And that's this is the path that you would take if you did the normal route. This is the challenge section coming back in on it. Get to here, and then you've got basically just a nice easy gravel road. Can be quite dusty down, and then you'll get through to Marama, which is, I believe, there. Don't know what that yellow is, but anyway, that's Marama. And then you'll work through and you'll go down towards Otomatata, and then you'll turn off, and then there's a big dam that you can see here, and there's a gate here which is locked. Now if you've got the Dusty Butt, you get given the key combination, I should say, and then you start working your way through. I can't remember what the first station is, but the second part of it is Black Forest. But there's 2 stations here, and you run through a boundary line, but you work your way up, and then you get to follow this dammed lake, which is Lake Benmore, and it's pretty nice and awesome views through here. But you're working your way through, and you just keep working up and around, and lots of photo ops and stuff come through, and back to the lake. This is Black Forest Station. Carry on through, and then you keep working through some dirt roads, gravel dusty roads, and then we turn off here and work through to Mackenzie Pass. So this is another pass here that you got to go through, and we're getting very close to Fairlie now at this stage, and you just carry on through, work your way around, and there is Fairlie, which is the start point and the end point, and that is a quick snapshot of the Dusty Butt ride. The Dusty Butt ride in the South Island of New Zealand, which is something it's awesome. They do limit it. Sometimes it's hard to get a place if you're not quick. So you got to look for those email alerts and book. But yeah, that's what we're going to do in February. It's not going to be exactly that track, but it'll be very similar. And I can't wait to get the maps and look at it, and then actually get there and start riding. It's on the 17th of February, so just over a month. Can't wait. So yeah, I'm going to do some videos with prepping my bike. So I ride a Beta 500 over here in the US. I've got I think it's a 2004 or 2005 DR650 that I purchased when I sold my other Beta, because I didn't want the Beta sitting in New Zealand, so I got a DR. I did the Dusty Butt on that last time in 2020. It's been sitting for 3 years. My mate Matt has drained the fuel, and he's been working on it and cleaned the carb and stuff for me. We've got a new rear tyre to put on, and just go over. I'm going to re-grease the bearings and the wheels, and yeah, do a ride just to shake the bike out, learn how to ride the DR again, and really looking forward to that. And then yeah, we'll take you on the rides. I'll video each day, and hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you out on the trail. Now before that, I will have another video talking through what I'm doing with Nathan's WR250R. I've got a new air filter and airbox mod that I'm going to be doing, and there's a CO change that richens up the fuel. So I'm going to be doing a few tests on that. So yeah, look out for that. But anyway, take it easy, guys, and we'll see you soon.